Maggie to the rescue.
Hey everybody, Maggie's giving TLC to Poor Pitiful Pearl. It's a little doll based on a cartoon character. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Thank you, Maggie. You can have a seat. And as you can see, Pearl needs help with her eyes. I'm hoping that's just dirt and not scratches. And her hair obviously needs a lot of help too. When I was reading about her, it said that her hair is supposed to be really soft and shiny, so I really hope to get it back to that state. Her hair isn't rooted in spots, so I think on the back of her head, so I think it was made to have her hair pulled up, so I'll probably put it in a ponytail. Are y'all familiar with these dolls? Because I wasn't. I just saw her amazing face on eBay and wanted to rescue her, but then I did a lot of research, and I'll share that with you as I get her cleaned up. So I'm going to give her a quick sponge bath and some eco-friendly dish soap. She does have some spots, but hopefully they aren't stains. And I always include a magic eraser because just in case some of the dirt is difficult to get off. So I wasn't familiar with this doll, but when I was being whiny as a little kid, my mom would say, "Oh, poor pitiful Pearl." So I don't know if you all had the same experience or not, or maybe you did have this doll. I'd actually love to know about that in the comments if you had it. So anyway, now I know where that expression came from. And so Pearl was a cartoon by an artist named William Steig, and he had her made into a doll in 1956. And from my research, it seems like it continued to be in production from a couple of different companies to the 70s, maybe even later. And our doll here is a horseman doll, and she was made in the 1960s. And then a company named TriStar made them in the 70s. And I read that William Steig created her so kids would feel compassion for her and then get her all fancied up. And she also came with ideas about how to style and braid her hair. But I actually think the before outfit is really cute on her. Am I the only one who thinks that? I just think it's really cute. But anyway, Steig was a famous cartoonist for The New Yorker, and he created more than 2,600 drawings and 117 covers for the magazine. Here's her horseman mark, and here she's marked copyright 1963, W.M. Steig. And he was also a writer and illustrator of children's books, including Shrek. So I think that's really cool. I love her sad eyebrows. So let's see if this is dust and dirt or if it's scratches. I'm just using a baby wipe really gently. Well, it looks good. Thank goodness, because if her eye was scratched, the only thing I know to do is replace her eyes, and her eyes are so unique, that would be very difficult to find. She has such a cute face. I just love it. Right, Maggie? Okay. I put about a tablespoon of fabric softener in water to soak her hair. Since doll hair is synthetic like most fabrics these days, fabric softener helps soften doll hair, especially when it's damaged. So she has no odors at all, but speaking of, I have this Malibu Skipper, and she stinks. So I'm going to have to do a video on getting the smell out of a doll. So watch for that. Hopefully it'll be in the next week or two. So now I'm just going to divide up her hair and start running through it with a wide tooth comb. Typically I would use conditioner. I mean, I always do, but today I decided I'm just going to experiment not using any conditioner and see if it makes a huge difference. And I can already kind of tell it does a little bit because it's a little harder to pull through her hair than it typically is for me after I condition their hair. But I just like to experiment as I go to see if all the steps I use are necessary. Yeah, it's pretty naughty, but I'm determined to see what happens without any conditioner. And the thing is, I can always wash her hair again and condition it if I can't get it into a decent state. I'm going to do a boil wash on her hair, so I just poured boiled water into this bowl, and then I'm just going to dip it. I already did one little test strand just to make sure that it wasn't melting her hair. It's holding up nicely. And I try, when I'm doing this method, I try not to dip all the way into their crown because there can be glue that holds the hair in, the rooted hair, and I don't want that to loosen up. So now the comb is just going straight through, so I think the boil wash helped a lot. It still doesn't have the same silkiness that I usually get once I have put conditioner in and some hair is coming out, but we'll see. Her bangs are so crazy. So I'm going to take her in to the restroom and blow dry her bangs down and see if that'll work. So I just had to bring her back out to show you. After I blow dried her hair a little bit, her bangs looked crazier than ever. So I'm going to have to wet them again and really try to figure out how to hold them down while I'm blow drying. And by the way, when I blow dry, I'm alternating between a warm and a cool, the cool setting. You know, you push the button, it becomes cool. Because I don't want to melt the glue in the rooting or melt her. So I worked hard. I just stayed the course and got those bangs to lie flat down, and also trimmed a little bit. So you can see after the blow drying that her hair got really nice and shiny and golden. And so I'm just going to try to run a brush through it. I know a lot of you use the metal brush, and I just do not have good luck with it. If anything, it almost damages the hair when I use the metal brush. So be sure to leave in the comments why the metal brush works for you. So this looks so pretty. It's really getting there. It's still a little bit damp, but getting much closer. And I'm just going to do a high ponytail. That's really cute. Now I'm going to trim some of the strays and even up the ends a bit. I find it so satisfying to trim doll hair. I don't know if you all are like that as well, but I've said it before that I sort of look forward to it when they need a little bit of a hair trim. By the way, I hope I'm pronouncing William Steig's name correctly. And I wanted to say that his children's books are kind of intense. Well, most of you probably know the story of Shrek. So I guess that actually a lot of children's books are that way, and fairy tales. They're actually not always that sweet. There's definitely a lot of lessons to be learned, or just sort of, characters going through different hardships that sort of teach about mortality and reality. And his are definitely like that. His writing is great too, just like his drawing skills. I picked out a few things for her fancy outfit, including this big pink bow. I'm not totally sure that's what I want for her hair, but it does look cute. And then this little pink dress with lace. It seems to fit her perfectly, so I'm really glad. But it does have something on the front, but there's some glue residue, so I found this little rosette that I'm going to glue down to cover that up. And some little shoes and socks. She would have worn those sort of plastic shoes from that era, but I don't have any. I need to get some of those. So just gluing on the little rosette and getting everything ready to get her dressed up. And Maggie is going to get ready for the big reveal. She is so cute. So Maggie got the big bow because it hid Pearl's ponytail and it just didn't look as cute to me. And I trimmed her hair a little bit more. And I found some bloomers for her. So let's take a look at her before. Aww. And here she is after. Well, I'm so glad that Pearl is no longer pitiful. And I'm also so glad that William Steig took his cartoon and designed a doll. I just think that's absolutely wonderful. And a lot of artists did the same, and that's something that I will talk about in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and please be sure to like and subscribe to Maggie to the Rescue. We have lots more restorations and show and tells to come. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.